torn. She's like, I don't know which way to go. There you go. Good girl. Sorry, we had to take a potty break.
Oh, yeah, potty break.
She's been good about doing everything outside. Good girl. So I think the main thing is you'll just have to kind of supervise her. As far as the potty training goes, she only goes number 2 twice a day, but she pees often.
A lot.
Good girl. You want to say hi? She wants to say hi. You want to say hi to the puppy?
Oh, yeah, she sees a doggy.
Aw, is it okay if we say hi?
He's still learning, so this is good for him.
He's like, I don't know, it's big and scary. She's so intense. There you go.
It's okay, it's okay. He's very playful, so you just need to get past this part first.
Yeah, she's also like very energetic, so it can be scary. Maya, good girl. Wait. Good girl. Good girl. Good. Good girl. Good stuff. Have a good one. Maybe next time. You're so shy. I don't know if you saw in the dog park videos, but it's just kind of her combination of her intensity and the fact that she's very verbal that can scare a lot of dogs.
Yeah.
And so if she runs across a dog that is, you know, fear reactive or sensitive, things like that, you can easily accidentally elicit a negative reaction from them. So that's why you just have to be mindful.
I've noticed that a lot of the dogs have that she's brown.
She's just verbal.
Talk too much.
Yeah, I have her.
Good girl.
Chatting on the phone all the time.
So what we'll do is just a couple walking exercises with you, as well as redirection exercises, and then we'll do a little bit of socializing, and then if you guys have time, follow me back to my place, and we can take her and her friends to the local dog park.
Okay.
So even though we've worked here before, you'll see in another video, because there's different distractions this time between the people, the kids, and the stalls going on, I always try to give her a moment to explore and get settled in. And while we're doing that, I try to think of easy goals to get to. Like that big tree or something over there. Hi, how you doing? Yeah. And you can kind of tell she's just pulling who she wants to go and play with those puppies. Hi. Did she say hi? Oh, trying not to get all tangled up. There you go. Oh, I know you. You're okay. We've been home. There you go. Good girl. Settle. Oh. There you go. There you go. Brave little one though, at least. Thinking about playing. There you go.
I love that jump.
So especially since she's so friendly but intense, it's really important to read how the other dogs she's engaging with are reacting. So, good example right here is this one is very like okay with it and friendly and wants to play, whereas the darker colored one is scared, stays to the back. So that's why you want to try to slow things down with those two as much as you can, so that way you don't overwhelm the little one. It's really important to just like keep that in mind while you're working with her and other dogs. Because even though she has good intentions, because it's scaring the other dog, you'll want to kind of give them Oh, I know, it's your other friend again. Good girl. Good girl. And you can kind of see as far as the pulling behavior goes, we started off just trying to get to the tree, and we did. She went left, she went right. The main thing is to not let her continue pulling hard the wrong way, and to just give her praise and rewards whenever she does redirect to you and go, you know, either stop or go back the right way. And I'm just now going to this next tree here. We'll start off the exercise really easy because I want her to kind of be able to run around and explore with a longer leash, and then cut the length of the leash as it goes on. And you can kind of tell, because you will be able to hear it, how many more times she needs to be redirected, just because your leash is a little bit shorter. You know, she's going to be going off track. So we'll cut it about halfway, go next to a big tree there. But the same principle applies. Like, if she's going too far that way, good girl. We want to try to keep the leash as loose as possible. Going too far ahead? Yes, good girl. Good girl. And I just reward her every time she refocuses and pays attention. Good girl. It's the same thing. And this way we try to condition her to getting used to that leash pressure as opposed to just applying more pressure or more trying to untangle her without scaring her. There you go. You got it?
She understands how the fix is so tight.
So now we're almost at like a normal leash length, and I'll try to make it to that other tree over there. This will be good because you can kind of gauge what she's going to get distracted by. Good girl. And you can slow down as necessary to help her out. Good girl. Good girl. So you kind of see I'm just letting the leash do all the work instead of trying to call her back or pull her or anything. So this is going to just create a boundary for you, and then it's up to you to use that refocus and attention to help guide her to where she needs to go. Okay. So she's going the right way. It's a slight pull. Good girl. It's not too bad. If it was like a heavy pull going that way, I would stop. Doing good.
We need to have these treats.
Yep.
The treats definitely help, especially at first, just because you want something for her to be like consistent with or come to expect it.
Dating. I said, when you take her for a walk, why don't you get treats? She goes to the bathroom. Reward her.
Oh, very good.
Aw,
Gosh.
good girl.
You picked me up.
This is a touch and go. You guys want to give it a shot before we move on to the next exercise? All right, so first I'll just start off by keeping it unlocked, and you have the full length, and then just pick an object that you want to go towards and just start going towards it, and I'll give you these treats that you can kind of break up to give to her. And your goal here is to lead by example, right? It's a lot easier for her to follow you if she knows where you're going. Yep, just leave it unlocked. If you you need to, you might have to go towards. There you go. Good. This, when it's actually a full length, also is a little bit like more like a recall practice as well, just because she's so far away. And all I would do is just call her name or something before it reaches the end. But oh no, just keep walking. Very good. There you go. Good girl. I know she doesn't know where to go. That way. There you go. Good, listen. There you go. Good. Especially with training, it's always best to start off as easy as possible and then make things harder and harder as they get better at it. Especially since she's a husky, she'll want to run around, explore, and play. Yeah, this way, instead of like starting her off close when she really wants to go and run around, you start her off far, let her kind of explore, burn off some of that energy first, still get that practice in, and then as she gets tired and more used to listening to you, then you add in a little bit more micromanagement. So go ahead and cut the leash in half again, and then maybe switch it over to her.
She's like, hi.
Here, I'll. Where you son? Right about. There you go. Okay. And at this length, she might get tangled up, so you just want to be careful. Here's some more things for you.
I have some.
Okay.
What type of treats are those?
These are just chicken jerky. It's just, yeah, it's just a different brand. Mhm. Yeah, I'll send you a link. She likes that and the salmon.
Oh,
Right?
Yeah, so I got some of those in here too. Good girl. See, anytime that she looks at you and pays attention to where you're going, it's a good time to give her that praise and see if she wants a reward. Sometimes she won't come back all the way for it, sometimes she will, but it's just important that she knows that you're paying attention to her too. So where's your goal? Good girl.
Sorry, I'm trying to pick a goal.
No, it's okay.
Let's go back that way.
Okay.
It's not retracting. Is it locked in?
Yeah, we wanted to lock it at like half length. There you go. Good girl. That way. She'll get used to just, yeah, she'll get used to working with you guys as she does. Good. So all you want to focus on is just walking towards your goal. If she starts pulling too hard because she's going too far ahead, then you can either slow down or change direction, and either of those things will help. Good girl. Yeah, it's a little awkward at this step.
So spring and summertime, if she does a good job, I go running with her.
Thanks.
So I have like a relaxer type of one, and we'll go run. The only thing is, when other people are running with me, she wants to lead the pack.
Right. Makes sense. Do your best to not touch the rope though, because that's how a lot of people get rope burn. Yeah. If she's too short for you, then we'll put it at like a normal leash length. That way you can kind of work with her as if you were working with like a normal. There you go. There you go. There you go. So go ahead and pick an objective to go to and just start going.
When we went to the cabin, she was fine. She doesn't like let her run out in the open by herself. But when she found out there was a chicken coop,
Oh,
oh
yeah.
my God, she wanted to get back to that chicken coop.
It's hard. She's definitely got a high prey drive.
Break that.
Just practice, patience. You know. She probably was. Yeah, and it just takes time. It takes patience to build
Good
patience.
girl.
There you go. Good girl.
Good girl. This is my goal.
Now, also too, she loves cats.
Uh-huh.
Would it be too hard to bring a cat in the house with her?
You would just have to, depends on the temperament of the cat too. Some of them are playful, some of them, don't like their space. Yeah, so
It's
it just depends. If you want, like when I drop her off or whatnot, we can go over that with with the cat if you have one, or you can bring the cat to the
Yeah, I don't
sessions.
necessarily have
Have a
one
cat?
yet, but
Okay.
I love cats. I had 2 cats, but I had to
The best thing is to have her in a crate and have the cat around so you can see how she reacts, or she'll probably overreact because she's in the crate, she can't move towards it. And then switch it out, let the cat be in the crate and let her run around and try to smell it, and then see how the cat reacts. Is the cat getting scared? Is the cat trying to get into space? Is the cat okay with it? It's something like that. It's just very situational between the dog and the cat. Some dogs and cats get along great. Some dogs, cats, they just want to kill them. Yeah.
Exactly. That's my thing. Is like, she's like,
Yeah, right. She'll definitely like chase the cat if it's running, but whether or not she'll kill it, I don't know. Because she's never caught anything. I got you.
She cleaned you out?
Yeah, she cleaned me out.
Here, I'll give you some more.
And how's her set and commands?
Yeah, everything's going good. We're working on her patience. Oh, I haven't worked on the down. Just the walking, socializing with other dogs, and then also the door control and the recall so far. But we can work on down sometime for you.
Because sometimes we're in the house, I like, I want her to stay in the same room as me so I can keep an eye on her. Would be like a good way to just come lay down in the room.
It depends. If she's tired, like she is most of the time after our sessions, then that's really easy for her to do. But if it's like in the early morning, or if the puppies want to play and things like that and they're moving around, then it can be really hard for her to stay. But we can work on placement training with her. A lot of it is going to be based off of how much training and exercise you can get in beforehand to make it easy for her to just kind of want to sit still and relax. Because there's plenty of nights at the end of the day when she wants to do that perfectly fine. But, I wouldn't expect it in like the early morning or in like the mid-afternoon when they all want to run around and play.
How's she walking now?
Good.
Good girl.
She's not trying to get over there and get the man.
Oh yeah, there she goes.
And like, if she does say she shouldn't be doing, what's the
There you
thing like
go.
to tell her no?
I just use the pet corrector. It's like an air spray, and I just give her something else to do. The main thing is to focus on what you want her to be doing instead of just what she should be doing. So, because that'll really help her to redirect and refocus as well. So, if you don't want her, barking at the door or something like that, engage.
Well, she never barks.
That's true. Usually huskies don't bark. But just like for example wise, I would get a toy and like play with her or something. If you want her to stay in a certain area, for example, all I would do is get her like a chew bone or a treat or something like that she makes want to sit down for a while and just enjoy that for a
Sometimes
minute.
she got hip to the chew bones, and she'll be like, oh, this is one of those chew bones, and put it down. I know, I'm hip to your tricks.
So sometimes it's just about like, there
Good girl.
you go. She's trying to get it all.
She was like, oh, I know someone else got some.
So what we'll do now is I'll lock the leash to, actually here, I'll swap out leashes for you.
I know. Miss you, girl.
There you go. Swap out leashes and whoever can take it. You guys want some more treats? And we'll just go through, okay. So what we'll do is we'll just go through here, kind of walk along the sidewalk, and we'll start down here and just slowly go over. Take her off the potty. And you can kind of see how, with all the distractions and people, how I kind of walk her through. Here, actually, I'll go for the first time just in case. It should be pretty easy, but. So we'll start around here. And the main thing in this instance is she's going to have a lot of these smells that she's going to pull towards. If it's close enough, then I would go ahead and just walk her there. But if it's not, I would either wait or walk in another different direction. you doing? Oh, I'm good, thanks. You guys want to eat? Good girl. There you go. Thanks. Good girl.
Would you be walking around through the approach, or you just picking it up?
Good. So tighter spaces where she can jump off on people and fruits and produce. It's really important to kind of gauge what she's like interested in and how excited she is, especially with like the jumping behavior. You can kind of see, I don't know if you got a chance to watch with the evaluation video. She was really excited, wanted to see the dog and jumping up and stuff. We got her to calm down first, redirect, sit, and then she was not jumping anymore. And it's going to be the same with people. If they approach too fast and she doesn't have time to settle down or redirect to you, she's going to probably be excited to jump up. And so instead of focusing, like I said, on the bad behavior and scolding her for jumping and getting down, you really want to be preemptive and help her be successful by calming her down first, and then letting the person or her greet each other. That's all. So you really get to like the root of the problem. It's just the energy and excitement. That's all.
Hi, Tyler.
Yeah.
Sit.
Hi, baby.
Sit.
Hi.
Oh, good sit.
Good girl. She says you got Oh my
Good
God.
girl.
I know.
Good.
Look at the ears.
She's like, look, I didn't jump. Yes. There you go.
Look, I didn't jump.
Good girl.
Good girl. I can bring snacks next time.
Yeah, and then you can give them some treats to give to her as well if you want.
You want to give her a treat?
Good girl.
Thank you. I used to have Siberian Huskies. Where did you get it from?
Oh, nice. Oh, it's they're her parents. Or
Yeah. He's the trainer. He's the trainer.
yeah.
Oh, I see. Where did you get it from?
I got her when I was in Pennsylvania. Got her one of the a person who breeds huskies. So he was a Navy guy because I was an Army.
Okay.
And he told me that
If you look up Innisfree Kennels, it's I'll write it down.
it's actually funny too because her AKC, she came from the AKC where people from the Snow Dogs movies came from.
Oh, cool.
Right.
So she came from the same kennel.
I can see that. She could be a movie star.
Yes.
If she's trained right.
Good girl.
Yours were the retired show dogs.
They were, well, I had some pet puppies.
Aw.
Kathleen Kansler, she passed away, Kathleen Kansler, but her daughter's still around. But if you look online and you look for Innisfree Kennels, they're out of Maryland, and they're also out of upstate New York, and I think they've got some siblings there. But anyway, they have a lot of information about Siberian Huskies. Her mom actually had some of the top show dogs in the country. But also, in addition to that, her mom used to live in Alaska. And when she was younger, she had a dog a dog, a Siberian Husky, and her mom said you can't have it, and she said you can't have the dog in the house, so she moved. Went to Alaska, but I mean they had tons and tons of Huskies, but she's written books and but there's just a wealth of information about these dogs as a breed.
Good girl.
They really like the harnesses. That works really well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
She makes sure when I take her for a run, she makes sure I'm running.
We used to get stuff like this, like
Yeah,
a
I took her
50-foot lead.
Before in Poconos, they had like the dog sled.
Oh, that's fun.
Where during the summertime,
Yeah.
they have an ATV, but when it snows, they actually pull out the sleds.
Yeah.
Where she got to
Yeah.
do with the other dogs, but when it was time for her to leave, she didn't want to
She
leave.
want to leave. She said, no, this
Yeah.
is my job.
Oh yeah. You gotta be.
my home.
Yeah,
I
she was,
know.
playing
You
her-
gotta be careful with them though, because like if they get loose, they could like run 20 miles and then look up and say, "Where's home?" So you do have to kind of be
Right.
careful with
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
regard.
Yeah, I used to have to do it before. I had to run like a mile down the road to catch her.
Well, food is a wonderful thing. I'd be like yelling at them.
Right.
Be like, Food, food. You know, and then after she did her lap, she just come back. But beautiful, beautiful dog. Thanks for letting me
You
have it.
guys
Yes,
have a
of
great day.
course. Good girl.
Name?
You are so
This is
patient.
Maya.
Maya.
Good
Good girl.
Very good. So you can kind of see right here, yeah, she's kind of pulling, rearing up, smelling, going down. You want some vegetables? Hi, how you doing?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good.
She don't like
Good
vegetables.
My dogs don't either.
Yeah.
She like meat, but it's not vegetables.
My dogs like anything that's bad for them.
Right?
Hey.
Hi. Hey, girl. So in this case, right, what we want to try to do is just kind of go back to the same task and just lead her through. Kind of letting her smell. So you can kind of see like the taste. Oh, there you go. Good. So there I'll pause because she just wants to smell what's on the tire. And I want to try not to pull whenever possible, but like to redirect her from like the eggs or something like that, I'm just going to focus more on just walking where I want to go, and that way it'll pull the leash for me naturally, you know? So instead of using your arm to pull, you just pull by just leading and just walking where you want to go. Kind of do the same thing here since these coolers probably got a lot of meat in them. How you doing? Good girl. Oh, so there's a squirrel over there, right? Good girl. Main thing, especially with critters, you want her to know. I know. Right. So you kind of see there, it's just going, moving forward to help her out. But yeah, with critters, you just want her to see them, not overreact, get used to it, and then give her that praise if she can refocus on you afterwards. It's still pretty hard. But the main thing is for you both to kind of stay calm and let her just kind of work it out as much as possible. Still kind of in like the desensitizing stage of that, you know, trying to get used to it. Alright? So you kind of have an idea of now what she will jump for and what she won't. You want to go ahead and give her a shot as we walk through. So it should be a little bit easier because here you have that grab handle there or the one right there. And then you have the treats as well still.
Small piece.
Yeah. Good, there you go. Sure. Go ahead and give her one to start off with. Now it should be a lot easier the second time around because now you can be preemptive. And that's going to be, like I said, the same key to success when it comes to jumping. Like that. And if she's just smelling something harmless, just wait. Let her smell. There you go. And then if she loses interest and refocuses, now she's going to jump to the book.
Please get off the table.
Go ahead and keep going.
Where's the tablecloth? Keep on with the plank. Don't use the fork.
God. So you kind of see what happened there. Since we didn't learn from when she jumped the first time, we went and let her get too close again, and we lingered for too long. So she jumped up and then lingered for too long, and we upset her the second time. Yeah. So that's why I said you want to take into consideration what she was interested in and what she was going to jump on, and you want to try to be preemptive. You can either move away, move faster, get her attention with the treat. But if you don't do anything until afterwards, it's already too late. And it's just going to take practice. So it should be easy again here. Go ahead and try to get her attention with something else. There you go. Perfect. There you go. Good. And that's why we worked on getting her used to listening and responding to her name, so that way you can easily do that. The main thing is you want to try to do it sooner rather than later. Yeah. Okay, it takes practice. The same thing here. If she wants to say hi, you want to gauge on how excited she is. There you go.
Is it hot? Is he a hot?
Yes. Mine, sit. Mine, sit.
There you go. Better. There you go.
We have a husky too.
Oh,
She
nice.
just had surgery.
Oh.
She got attacked at a dog park
Oh,
by a pit
really?
bull.
Yeah.
He always gets attacked. I don't know why. He doesn't like attacking people ever. He won't fight back.
For her, it was because that's good at least. For her, it's because she's got that intense approach when she wants to play, and then she's also very verbal and growly when she plays.
Huskies are hyper. Ours is
Yeah.
too. He's like in your face.
Oh yeah.
So that should set off dogs.
You're gonna play even if you don't want to play. Yeah.
Open your hand this time. Put it in your hand.
He's so used to our husky.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, he's doing good. He's helping you out
Like,
there.
there's more, you forgot some more.
What's her name?
Good girl, Maya.
How old is she?
She's 3. That's what I want. Because we got him, but like, I wanted his sister. She was all white and blue eyes. And I was going to name her Maya too.
Yeah, do you want to
Where's
show
he
them
at?
where Jack?
He's at home.
Say he's at home. Say we're gonna
We're
go
going to go to
eat.
eat.
Gotcha.
We can go show them. We can show them Jaxie. I have a picture of Jaxie. You want to show them Jaxie?
Maybe Jackson needs to
So
go.
she's checking out the other pup.
Maybe an old picture.
Maybe Jackson needs to go.
Yeah, that's ours.
Oh.
You want to go look at Walnut Hollow? That's ours.
Oh, wow. Maybe we could settle this. She loves to play with huskies.
Yes.
Yeah.
So she,
Her favorite thing is to wrestle with the huskies.
yeah.
It's like as soon as she sees one, they know.
They
They're
know.
Like,
Yeah.
it's like, oh
He'll like
man.
seriously play until he's like on the ground like.
And then he'll
Can't
still
breathe.
try to play. And he's still like trying to paw, like do something.
Oh.
She'll play to the point when she's really tired. She'll lay down next to her bowl like that.
Yep. Yep.
Her name is Maya.
Good girl. Say good girl.
There you go, good girl.
Right, say bye, Maya.
There you go.
Say nice meeting you.
You guys have a good one.
Bye. You too.
Is this like a purebred husky? Or is it a
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever pet one before, but it's way softer than I expected.
Really soft.
Guess it needs that to stay warmer.
Oh, good girl.
Not yet. Maybe not right now.
Got a
There's
little
lot
bit of
going
treats
on.
left for you if you want to
Oh
get
yeah, sure. Hey, Mike. Good. How long have you had her?
I had her since she was
She's
puppy.
definitely the star when we take her out.
She gets all
Very
the
popular.
attention.
Yes.
I was almost like hesitant to even ask to pet her because I don't want you guys to like, you know, it's probably being like a celebrity in public. You know?
No, she gets it all the time.
all
Like,
the time.
Yeah.
She loves that
I
attention.
bet.
And then she starts prancing when
Prancing
she
after.
gets that attention.
Good
her
girl.
leg looks so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's not bothering it anymore or
Yeah.
anything, so she's able to keep the tone off for her.
And just out of curiosity, what are you filming for? Are you doing like a...
Oh, just her training session.
Oh, that's really
Yeah.
cool. Okay. awesome. I was curious. I didn't know if you guys were making a special video for Christmas or something. With, like, shots
No.
of her going around town.
You can always show the family. I'm sure.
Yeah, I'm sure they'd love that.
She's a good girl.
She is.
Thank you all so much.
Yeah, you're
have a good
welcome.
one.
You wanna try this?
So same thing. Do you have any treats there?
My treats is clean up. The little boy gave her all the treats.
I've
They
got
do
some the
sell
same.
dog treats at the Great Harvest if you guys are interested, just so you know.
Appreciate it. I think we saw the biscuits.
Yeah, we saw the
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's so good. Very strong. Okay. And not many people make it. Okay. Yeah.
That's the one I got from my mom, like her sister-in-law.
That's all she gets.
Really? Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you. So try to take everything as a learning and growing experience, and a good example, especially since this happens a lot during training, it doesn't bother me, especially since I work with aggressive dogs, barking and things like that, is communication is key. And you can kind of see there, he didn't say anything until after the fact. Whereas if he said something beforehand, then we would have been able to like keep our stare clear
Right.
of the
Yeah.
tablecloth and of the
Exactly.
stand
Yeah.
in general.
Definitely.
So
I was
it's
thinking,
the
why would you bring a fancy tablecloth to an outdoor sale thing?
To a dog park.
right.
Yeah.
So it's the same thing with dogs. If they don't know that they're about to do something wrong, and then you yell at them after they do it, they get that same feeling that we got. You know, and that's why
Right,
you
you
want to
tell
try to
us.
avoid it. Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's why you want to try to be
Yeah,
as
you didn't say
preemptive
nothing
and
to
work
her.
with
He
the
I mean, I get it.
Yeah.
I have stuff from
Oh,
friends
cool.
and from over there. It is really expensive, but why would you bring that outside?
Outside.
That's something I would have at my table at home. That's
Right.
something I'm trying to sell at a market with.
Yeah, outside of the market, you put.
So here's a good example, right? So she's pulling hard just because she's focused on getting to those pups. Yep. And so you can either wait here, and it's going to be difficult because they're going to walk towards her and create more excitement, or you can go to the right and kind of lead her somewhere else so that way she can refocus back on you. Right? So just go ahead and start walking and pick a new objective and goal and just pay attention to her, right? So as soon as you kind of get to a breaking point, she's going to redirect back to you. There it is.
Good girl.
Perfect. And then just keep going because it's going to be harder. The closer that they are, the more excited she's going to get. There you go. Good girl. Good. Good. Sick. And plus they're barking too,
Yeah,
right?
they're getting
Mm-hmm. Yep. So just keep on walking the other way. Buy yourself some space to help her calm down. And then once she does get your focus again while she's looking at you, like right now, then you can try to get her to sit and wait or something like that. And that'll help to calm her down. There you go, good. So in like instances like that, calling her name is not gonna be enough. And then she ends up learning to ignore her name because she hears it, but she obviously sees something more involved and more intriguing and more interesting to her. So that way, now you've given her name no value, right?
Yeah, sometimes you got mind
Yeah. Forever.
Yeah. So you want to try to really be mindful of when and how you use her name, especially since it's taken a lot of effort to try to get her to, even recognize it. But, you can get to that point where you're hanging out at home, there's no distractions, you have a piece of chicken or something, you say her name Maya, she'll come over to you. You
I
really
do that.
build
She'll
those
be somewhere else
positive
and I'm like,
associations.
And then she'll come.
Yeah, just to help rehabilitate that, because we really want her to respond and appreciate her name, because it makes refocusing her and training in general, a lot easier. You guys have any questions on anything before we head out?
That whole situation right there was really good. Like, she just kept coming with us and not trying to drag us over there to the dogs.
It's gonna be different depending on what the dogs are doing too. Like
Yeah,
if
of
you have
course.
the
Like, he was
calmer
very vocal.
dogs, yeah. then it's easier for her to ignore them and listen to you. But if they're like barking and lunging to
Look
get
at
to
me,
her
look
too
at
to play
me,
too,
yeah.
yeah, it's harder. So you just want to try to, gauge the situation and then put your expectations accordingly. That's all. Run on in. Yeah, I know. Right?
I gotta push over. You can't say what's wrong with. Oop, take her out.
The fast one.
Yeah, that black one is fat.
Woo! Got her.
And we got some new ones coming in.
You're doing good on that leg.
Oh yeah, she hasn't had an issue whatsoever with that injury.
That's good. She kept getting too excited that it kept bothering her.
Yeah, I think it's definitely healed up enough to the point where it's not really doing anything. Alright, I'm just gonna put these snacks behind you so that way they don't jump on me for them.
Did you put the leash in somewhere?
Oh, I just put mine on the bench right here. You can put it anywhere. Good girl. I'm missing one. Oh, there he is. There she is. Good girl. So kind of like Maya, right? But because she is a pity and she's intense and scares other dogs, scares people, same reaction. So just give her a moment to calm down, especially after all the initial excitement. And afterwards, she's been fine. Girl.
This one has a motor that likes a lot.
Nope, it actually was the one that got bit.
It's because she was explaining she was a little excited and at first.
It throws off people.
Yeah.
And it throws off other dogs too. That's all. But no, she's been playing with the other two pups back at home perfectly fine. She's like the only one that gives Maya a run for her money energy-wise. How's it going? Good girl, Allie. And Poppy here is friendly but barky because she's unsure because she lacked a lot of socializing. So this is a good environment for her as well. Oh, you're okay, right? Girl. You're okay, baby. Good girl. Aww. It's okay. Hey, you guys want to play with the ball? Okay. There you go. Oh. There you go. Poppy's making friends. Good boy. Good girl. Oh my gosh. She could be. Nope. No. No, she's not a fetcher. She seems interested at first, but
she's not.
Yeah.
She does it at home though.
Yeah, She does
Just
that
at
at
home,
home.
like
Oh, okay.
inside, with like this one toy she loves.
Yeah, she loves doing that with stuffed animals and throwing stuff in the basket.
Oh, good.
But this is stuffed animal.
Oh. Yeah. There you go. Play bite. She's mouthy. I know. She lacks laughs. Yeah. When I first got her, she pretty much treats me like she did the other dogs too. Like a chew toy. She's like a combination of excited and not sure at the same time. You're okay. Come on, you're okay. She'll bark and then she'll go up to him. It looks like she wants to play, and then she'll go back and forth. Very cute.
That's a good bird.
Yeah. Good girl.
I need another bag. Boy. Maybe not. I mean, you can grab one over here.
Buzz. Buzz.
Good girl. Aw.
Good thing we're a little more civilized than we.
Most of us. I love shepherds like that. I trained Winter and the shepherd just slightly off the ball.
Pretty easy to train.
Oh,
He
yeah.
gets excited back here. I have to put a lead on.
How old is he?
He'll be a year on the 26th.
Oh, okay. He looks good.
Really?
I feel like he's gonna fill out really good.
The thing is,
I haven't heard that one.
He's been on a raw diet since 15. He's eating 6 times a day. That's $28 for, $74 for 28 pounds.
It's good food. Like I think like ideally too I would want to, but I know I can afford it as well.
Rabbit, that's his favorite. Rabbit, $150.
God, I would just let him loose and let him hunt him at that point.
He eats all that crazy stuff. It's all crazy, like rabbit feet. Nothing left.
I had one client before that packed fresh salmon for their pup.
That's his favorite raw turkey. Sardine. Smells like hell both ways.
Oh no.
Which one are you training today?
All three, but we're here with Maya's parents. There are these two right here, the Husky's parents. Poppy, Ellie. Good girl. Oh, Poppy got distracted. Come here. Good girl. And I guess it's lunchtime or something. Everybody left all at once.
Drain all their energy out.
Yeah. Now they can go home, rest and relax, and do it
That
again.
black dog right there, is that like German Shepherd and Husky mix or just German Shepherd?
You'll have to ask the gentleman in blue there. I think he's just a German Shepherd.
Your dog, is that just a German Shepherd?
Yeah.
Or is it that
No, it's pure
purebred?
Pretty.
He is handsome.
He is a good-looking fellow.
I want him.
Be
Like, come home with me. I'm not seeing him here in a second.
There's a guy.
Don't blink.
The dog's sticking in her pocket.
There's a guy that breeds in the South all the time.
You're okay, Pop. Oh. Good girl. Good girl. You scare her. Too far.
Different dog. Got his collar. But he won't. He plays with peacock dogs.
Oh, okay.
Meaning.
Puppy.
He said, oh, you're cute.
Oh, got distracted. Maya's just hanging out over there. I don't even know.
Can I call her name, see if she comes?
Yeah.
Maya!
Oh, getting distracted. Here she comes. Oh. Almost.
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 I noticed after Maya runs around
Yeah.
for a while, she normally just hangs out by herself till when she starts to get tired.
Yeah.
She'll run and play with dogs, and when she starts to get tired, she'll start hanging to herself.
There's another park over at McDuff that I'll go to because there's nobody usually at the smaller dog park there. And that's where I'll practice with her because there's no distractions. And she'll do okay there for a treat. But like here with all this going on,
Oh, yeah.
mostly
Look at
making
these two with the
like,
stick. Look at these two with the stick.
aww, that's so cute. Hey, you too. Oh, here we go. Nope. Maybe. There you go. Good girl. You say hi?
Got the stick. Got the stick.
So funny.
Got it. Got it. Hey, I want the stick too.
There you go. You're making a friend over there. kind of like Maya, like a little verbal, but wants to play. So, you know, it's fun. So when you go back to your park, you know, you just want to gauge how things are, not just how they sound, or especially like at the fence line too. The pit bull's
that
not like.
she got attacked by was about that size, but it was really muscular. It was like really, like you could see the bicep, the cuts in these muscles.
They got good genetics, a lot of the pitties. I wish I had those genetics.
Yeah, we have to go to how often, baby?
We go out. We only miss
I
5 days
don't
a
go
week.
often enough. I've got a pit bull boxer mix named Harmony. She just lays around all day like the other dogs, but she's fit as anything. I'm like, why is everybody else chubby and you're just good? Like, that's not fair.
Like,
So big.
she wants to get like another dog for Maya.
Oh, there you
We don't
go.
want to get a puppy. What would you recommend? But we'd rather get a dog that's trained.
Just anything high energy. Like I said, she and the pitty, perfect partners when they play. She and Poppy will play too, but he'll get tired first. Like the pitty will actually get tired sometimes after Maya. So you just want somebody to match that energy, because if you get like an older dog or a calmer dog and she wants to play, she's gonna end up bugging them.
We want to get something about the same age as Maya.
Same age or younger would be good.
Good, yeah.
And do any places out here that train dogs before they adopt them?
But I don't know about before. Usually you got to do a trial run at home and see what needs training first.
Yeah, that's true.
But sometimes you just get lucky. It's really hard call with rescues, you know.
Are you thinking about German Shepherd because they train easily?
It's true. They train easy. They're high energy. They can be very playful. You just have to make sure you got time for the social work for them too, because a lot of the shepherds that I work with, that's usually the #1 issue.
Social work.
Yeah, because they're naturally like aloof of strangers for the most part, so you know, and not like the most outgoing or friendly sometimes. So it just really depends. So you want to make sure that you really focus on the socializing, so that way they can accept people, you know, and get comfortable with them. Kind of like the opposite of Poppy, you know. Poppy is friendly, but because she's uncomfortable because she didn't get socializing, that's why she's like uncertain all the time. That's usually the main issue that I have with shepherds, because like I said, outside of that, they're great. They're easy to train. I trained one just off of a ball. It's like bad. A Great Dane would be good, but they're usually slower too. Oh, there you
Full of
go.
his energy.
Gotta try to get it all out so I can actually get some lunch. They'll go back home, rest, relax for an hour or two, and then they'll go right back at it again. Well, try to get them as tired as possible. It's gonna rain. I'll have to do a social
He's
session
still gonna
inside.
go get it.
She just wants to stick now.
Yeah, I
Hank always
You're
rips
so
it out
cute,
of my
Ellie.
hand.
Oh, good girl, good pee-pee.
What's that stick?
She's so fun.
We have the collar for him. I've only ever had to use it one time. Because once it's on him, he's a totally different dog.
Oh yeah, he knows to not misbehave at that point.
He spooked a deer in a field in front of Hazelwild. And he went after that thing. I thought he was going to cross Harrison Road, and I got afraid, and I tried it on 1, tried it on 3, hit it on 5, and he was like, "Rrr."
There we go. That's the magic number.
That guy that trained him, of course, he made us put it on our arm.
Yeah, so you feel it. I do that with my clients too.
I got to 7. That was enough for me.
It
It doesn't really hurt. It just like makes your muscles go.
It reminded me of the those gums back in the days that were pranks. It's like that would shock you because it's like that little kind of sharp feeling, tingly. That's just another week. Good girl. Woo. Yeah, Maya is like done.